Hi, everybody. Welcome to September Part 2 Video Scope. I'm Jean. I'm a dimensional teacher. I help people work through limitations as we're skill building in this ascension process. I do that through coaching and private sessions and webinars. But thanks for stopping by. Thanks for subscribing if you feel moved to. We are finally moving into the first week of not having a personal planet retrograde since the third week of July. So we're slowly going to feel more clarity and a sense of purpose returning, because during this Mercury retrograde in its home sign of Virgo, which makes it even more potent, it was really bringing to the surface that which needed to be renewed, discarded, analyzed, thought about, for a more flowing daily functional schedule. And certainly I felt that in my life, as did many others who were going through this process. But, you know, in the wisdom of the universe, this was a time to shore things up, to get things smooth and operational again. So it was bringing up all that was not in a state of consistency and functionality. So, and it's, you know, also Mercury is going to be moving through Virgo until October 5th. So we've got this time now where things are going to make easier progress as far as our plans and our goals, health, products, services, pet care. If your pet has been undergoing some strange symptoms, mine was. I think we've located the offending food source. You're going to find that things are going to start smoothing out, which will be very helpful. We always need these times, in my view, to really go within and see and let our environment inform us and our internal environment inform us, as Venus was doing with its retrograde through Leo, about what our heart truly resonates with. I think a lot of people's lives are filled with things that don't resonate for them. And so taking some time to ponder what feels good, what doesn't. And certainly we took a look at our relationships and our value and our finances, perhaps. So we're going to find the second half of September is going to be much more satisfying. The rhythm of daily life is normalizing now. And we're under a very helpful new moon that occurred on the 14th of September at 22 degrees of Virgo. So this is really going to assist us in getting back on track after any challenges that we faced over the past 3 weeks. And even since, you know, the third week of July, it's been quite a time of review and introspection even. So Virgo is about our health, certainly our functional health, our service too. It's that humble approach to being of service, which can run quite counter to what we see out there in the public lens sometimes. But that is truly, you know, the path, walking the path of a master, chopping wood, carrying water, being a homesteader, taking care of your business. And when you have that opportunity and when you think to, being of service to other people. And if you're in this industry that's service-oriented, really taking stock of what is deeply meaningful and deeply resonant for you. And of course, our bodies and our minds, and you know, this all goes beyond monetary reward or aggrandizement or acclaim. It's about emphasizing humility and the understanding that we're all essentially equal souls, regardless of external appearances. Now, on October 23rd marks the autumn equinox in the northern hemisphere, the spring in the southern hemisphere, and this is when the sun transitions into Libra early in the morning on the 23rd at 2:50 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So the sun shift into Libra prompts us to examine where our lives may be out of balance and where we need to bring some more balance to the Libran energy, our relationships. With the North Node in Aries, it may be asking, am I being true to myself? because the more you are true to yourself, the more authentic you are, the more that really does serve all of your relationships to everything in your external world, your hologram, your reality. We're learning that we are generators of our reality. We are interfacing with it and affecting it. So really holding that knowing in a sacred space of awareness, because we are co-creating our experiences. Yes, we have fated events and themes that we've programmed into our lives through our natal birth chart, but we also have that free will of how we are going to respond and build on that. That's where you're getting into more fifth dimensional consciousness. It's moving out of I'm a victim. It's a moving out of repetitive emotional responses. It's, really being proactive and lifting yourself up and out from even the past and those self-limiting narratives that go through the mind. This is what we're learning. We're learning how powerful we are. Because the more powerful we are and focus on the world that really resonates in our heart, Venus Libra, Venus Leo, that would create new form in the field. So this is a powerful moment, the equinox, when the Earth's ley lines become much more dynamic. This is measurable now. Researchers and scientists, it activates our higher consciousness and our intentions. The ley lines are like Mother Gaia, Mother Sophia's electric veins running through her material form. And I am on Friday the 22nd, we're gathering for another vocal toning or light language session from 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern time on the 22nd. So we're going to be focusing on sacred intentions here and looking back at all that we have accomplished this year and taking a moment and being proud of ourselves and taking stock of all that has developed and that which we would like to bring focus and intention to in the spirit of creation. And I'll be doing this again on the full moon for a release and renew session. So the links to that are below. But this is relevant to what I'm talking about today. This is a new service that I've been in resistance to. Because I'm like, this is too, I don't think that people will get it, right? And my guides, and it's come through a number. My brother had a dream about it. So it kept coming in about using my voice and the frequency of that to help tone and bring shifts, whatever they are. It's all your reality in your own biomatrix and in your own frequency. Maybe you need to release something. Maybe you need to expand upon something. And so vocal toning or light language is a channeled energy transference of sorts that helps both the channeler and the people who are listening. So it's an activation. So just like you, I continue to evolve and question, and of course, I research everything that they bring in. I'm like, I'm not sure about this. They're like, go and do your research and get back to us. But I've learned that vocal toning and singing were used in ancient Egypt to bring balance to both those chanting, singing, and those listening. They tell me that this will play a more significant role in the future, just as singing bowls have done so. People are now pretty aware of the effect of the toning of the chakras and the frequencies in your bodies. So they're saying this will be used more as a tool for expansion and adjustment. And historically, the autumn equinox is a time to honor the bounty of our harvest and reap what was sown. And spiritually and interpersonally, it's a perfect time to express gratitude and thanks. and revisiting your goals and your routines and reflecting again on how much you've changed and grown this year. Libra always focuses on balance and identifies what is out of balance in our lives. That is the essential spiritual purpose of the Libran archetype. And the theme aligns with the North Node's movement through Aries. So emphasizing self-development and following your inner threads and soul urges. The Sun joining Mars in Libra at this equinox highlights that South Node, North Node dynamic and energies, while Venus is in trine to Chiron, the ruler of Libra, on the equinox from 18 degrees of Leo to Aries. So allowing for sensitivity, healing, consideration, grace. Now on the 24th, Mars does oppose Chiron from 18 degrees Libra to Aries, amplifying, making you more aware of insecurities, sensitivities within yourself, perhaps within others. It also encourages responding and initiating in a wise and coherent and compassionate manner to whatever may come up. Oppositions are always bringing something outside of ourselves, ostensibly for our awareness and growth. And then the full moon in Aries occurs at 6 degrees on September 29th. And full moons always bring emotional awareness to our consciousness and highlight our emotional needs and wants and our responses and how that affects ourselves and how that affects others in our life. So Aries is spirited, dynamic, pioneering, and this full moon will be amplifying this in the spirit of balancing that, whatever this means for you in your own vibration. Is there too much or not enough self-directing energy? Are you taking into account the wellness and feelings of others? Are you taking into account the wellness and feelings of yourself while participating in relationship? So there's lots of different tentacles to this, depending on your situation. And additionally, Venus squares Uranus at this full moon from 23 degrees of Leo to Taurus in a fixed sign. So this has some potential for bringing about changes and shifts, or even breaking free from imposed limitations, perceived limitations, perhaps in your relationship, personal, professional. So it's an interesting time for doing something different and novel and unique. And then we're going to be heading into October and the eclipse period. And we're going to have an eclipse moving through the United States along the western coast. I've done a video on this that is listed. I'll put the link down below as well if you haven't seen that. This is an annular, which means the moon covers the sun and creates that ring of fire. But it's going to be visible strongly from the eclipse path runs from Oregon down to Texas, but it will be visible from most of North America as well as South America. So then we, move into some bigger shifts and changes. But this is the month to, really work with ourselves, stabilize, get clear on our inner balancing, our relationship energy. So have a great second half of September. Much love to you and be well.